Hello and welcome to a couple of sharp snakes on the edge. So let me try and explain to you what the heck I'm speaking about. So what we have here is we have two CIVIVI Keen Nadder knives. Now I did a little bit of a search. Keen, we know. What is keen? Eager, sharp, focused. So that's where the sharp comes from. And then Nadder, from what I can see, is Old English for adder or snake. Now, whether that's where the name comes from or not, I have absolutely no idea, but that's what I'm sticking to. Right, another long intro, but once again, what we have here, by the way, the shaking of the ears and the breathing in the background, that's Cooper the Bull Terrier, is in his bed and needs to make himself heard every now and then. So, getting back to this, we have the CIVIVI Keen Nadder frame lock flipper. In fact, it's a frame lock flipper, thumb studder, spydey flicker. There's all sorts of ways of deploying this knife. Right, so let me get him open and in front of you, and then as per usual, I will go through materials, dimensions, and then speak about the design and attributes of this good-looking, simple, but well-constructed knife. So we have a blade steel of Bowler N690, handle G10, in fact that's G10, let Cooper settle in the back, handle G10, or in this case it's micarta. Then we have a liner of stainless steel, and pocket clip stainless steel, and the pivot, interesting on a CIVIVI knife, they're more budget knives, but it has a cage ceramic ball bearing. Screws are all Torx. Right, so I think I've covered all the materials. Let's speak about dimensions, and they're obviously the same on both these knives. So, blade length, 88.3 millimeters, that's 3.48 inches. Blade thickness is 3.7 millimeters, and that's 0.15 inches. Close length of the knife, or handle length, that's 119.9 millimeters, or 4.72 inches. And off he goes to one of his other many beds in the house. Right. Okay, where was I? Close length, 119.9 millimeters or 4.72 inches. Handle thickness is 12.7 millimeters or 0.5 inches. And then overall length is 208.2 millimeters or 8.2 inches. Weight of these two guys, and the weights are actually different on the two. It's obviously the scale material that is contributing to that weight difference, because the rest of the specs are the same. So let's get that guy on there, and now fingers crossed that the yes, we have life. All right, so let's do the G10 version first. 108, a little bit lighter than what they said. They said 110. And then let's check the micarta version. 103. So the micarta version a little bit lighter. And then let's check that in ounces. So 3.6 for the micarta, 3.6 ounces. And for the G10 version, it is 3.8. So the G10 version slightly heavier than the micarta version. Not the lightest knife, but it's not a small knife either, and it is it's quite a thick blade, that 3.7 mils, or what did I say, 0.15 inches. Laying back down there, and then speak a little bit about this design. I think I've gone through all the dimensions. So what we have here is a modified Tanto blade, a little bit of a curved, drop pointy type curve along the top, and then we have, unfortunately, for those people who sharpen their own knives, we've got a little bit of a recurve that you'll need to contend with there. Then it is a compound grind, so you could see, a typical of Tanto blades. You've got the two grinds on the blade there. Big sharpening choil, so at least they're giving you that, and that sharpening choil does work as a finger choil, so I'm sure it's been designed to be both. But you can choke up very comfortably on this knife. Plenty room to get your finger in the front there. A little bit flattened in the middle, but that doesn't affect the comfort at all. You can see the plunge line coming down into, I'm going to try for once, try and keep the knife sort of in the center of the screen, if I remember. You can see the plunge line coming down into the middle of that choil. And then quite a biggish ricasso runs up to the top, and then a little bit of a swedge, a little hint of a swedge running on the back. And then this sort of fuller that doesn't go the full length, but a little bit of a fuller, and then your thumb stud that fits into the back of the fuller. Quite aggressive and a generous size jimping on the back. So when you do choke up on the blade, you've got nice purchase on the back of the knife, back of the blade there. And if you're bearing down on the knife, bearing down on the blade, you can get your finger onto that jimping there as well. It's all good there. Finish is a stonewash finish. The edge on this, CIVIVI and WE standard, the edge was sharp out of the box and a nice, even, well-done edge on that blade. Handle, very simple design, sort of a slight curve to it. Maybe I'll pick up this one. You can see it better on the black background. Just a slight curve to that handle. So very, very simple, basic design to it. But comfortable in hand, so it is softened around the corner, so it's chamfered all the way around the corner of that handle. That makes it very comfortable in hand and big size as well, in terms of length. When you choke up on it, you've got plenty of room on that handle, but even if you grip it further back, there's still plenty of room to spare for a medium-sized hand, so you're going to get your large hand onto there as well. And then the backspacer is the same material as the scale in both instances. So on there I go, wandering off screen again. On the G10 version, you've got a G10 backspacer. On the micarta spacer, and then that creates the little cutaway there, sort of around the back of that standoff. You've got the area to attach your lanyard. Stainless steel liner, as I mentioned before, so nothing unusual there. And it's actually quite nice to have a lighter scale here, because it's going to be relatively easy for me to show you that we've got a skeletonized, and let's see if I put a bit of torchlight in there, give my torch some work to do. There you can see the skeletonized, wow, that shows up nicely, skeletonized scale. So they have made a good stab at making the knife light, even though it is heavier, but it is heavy, I should say. It would have been even heavier. And even on the lock side, there's a little bit of material removed there to save a bit of weight. Let's close him up. I mentioned the pocket clip, so deep carry, very deep carry. So it's got one of those loop around deep carry pocket clips, but you can see it's mounted very high up on that handle, on that scale. So it's almost, that top of the curve is almost level, probably is level with the end of the handle there. So when that's in your pocket, and you imagine that you're still going to be seeing the pocket clip, but nothing is going to show of that knife. So it's a very deep, very discreet carry, and it is reversible. So pick that up again. You can see the extra hole drilled there, and you'd make use of that hole that is being used for that torque screw to keep on the scale. That's where I'm headed with that sentence. In terms of deployment, so we do have those ceramic ball bearings, and wow, well, let's let you listen to that. Sounds very, very, very good. Both of them are the same, so a very, very smooth action, and you probably spotted something there. I mean, we're looking at a budget knife here, but I can't even keep it open. So I'll just kind of hold it there and then tilt him up, and he's not going to do it now. Give it a little bit of a shake. Come on. Here. Oh, you know what it was? I was preventing it from closing. I had my finger on the flipper tab. Right, so let's try that without me getting in the way this time. So look at that. That is a very drop shuddy blade. That is very nice. helps when yeah, when I don't get in the way of a nice constructed knife. And then I spoke about the ways to deploy it. So a serious fidget tool. So you got the flipper tab at the back that works very well, and I think he works probably as push button and light switch. Yeah, you can light switch him very nicely. Let's see if we can. Yeah, push buttons as well. Then you've got the thumb tabs, and I'll give myself some space here so I don't screw that up. Thumbs beautifully out, and then with that fuller, get your finger in the back there into that, your nail under there, and you can spidey flick him as well. So this is a fidgeter's delight. Really, really nice. And once again, here we have a CIVIVI product that is just beautifully made. Fit and finish is superb. Everything is tight. Tolerances are tight. No rough edges on it. You know, you look over that knife, you look over that blade, it is all just so well constructed. And good materials as well. I mean, you know, the N690, and then you've got the G10 or the micarta, and the ceramic ball bearings. What is not to like about this knife? I mean, this is a superb choice for an EDC if the size suits you. You know, for a knife that it is nice, it feels good, it is pleasing, and you probably won't feel too sorry for, you know, using it for hard use. And then check that drop shuttiness. Yeah, just, yeah, very, very, very nice. So have I covered everything? I'm starting to lose my background, starting to pull apart here. Have I covered everything that I need to? There is another version of this. So this is the G10, as I mentioned. This is what they call brown micarta, and it looks brown, so the color matches the description. And then there's an olive version of this as well. And I think that is it. Once again, I have to thank Blades and Triggers for their support. Give me these knives to review and mess around with for a few days to form an opinion. Really do like this knife. A great EDC option. Great if you're on a budget and you want a really good knife, you don't want to compromise. And even if you're not on a budget and you want a really good knife that you won't mind using for hard use, but you don't have to compromise on fit and finish or anything like that, here's a really great option. So again, thanks for Blades and Triggers support. I really do appreciate their help, their support of the channel. This guy in South Africa from Blades and Triggers, 1,795 South African Rand. Do I need to say it? Go and speak to them, negotiate, and they'll probably do a nice deal for you because they want you as a long-term customer. And then I saw him on Blade HQ for around $72. So yeah, really nice price for a very well-constructed, nicely designed, simple, but solid knife. Size comparisons. So let's shift these two down a little bit and then get them out. The knives, if you've seen any of my other reviews, that you will know. If you haven't, why haven't you? Please go check them out. So we've got, first of all, the Spyderco Manix 2. Roughly the same size. Yeah, probably roughly the same weight as well. Same thickness. Yeah. So that's that one. And the Medford, let's pop him on here as well. I can't disgrace Medford like that. So the Medford Slim Midi, also in the same realm. Let me put that in the middle. There's a good idea. And give you size comparisons like that. So you can see one of these closer and further for perspective. Yeah, gives you a sense of that. So that's the Medford Slim Midi. The Mini Barrage, I think, the Benchmade Mini Barrage, a knife that I think it's been around for a long time and a lot of people know. A little bit smaller, just give you a sense of that. And then why not, since I still have, while I've got the eye candy here, the Zero Tolerance Sinkovich, the 0456. Get him, give you a sense of that. And yeah, he's going to be obviously considerably heavier because of that. A lot more steel on that, you know, sort of solid, sturdy construction. But yeah, he is a beauty, isn't he? So be putting him away again soon. So while he's still on my desk, we may as well have a look at him. Right. And I think that covers everything on the CIVIVI Keen Nadder. Very, very nice knife. I would recommend it if somebody's looking for a nice, good value EDC, solidly built, good materials. Here is an excellent, excellent option. CIVIVI really are pumping out some good stuff. Them and is it mother company, I suppose? We as well, really producing some good products. Guys, I think that is it. I think that's all I've got for you. I really appreciate you swinging by, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribed and if you hit that bell icon, because I would love you to join me more often. And other than that, you go well and God bless.